Oh yeah. I see the trouble.
You do?
That was great. Keep going.
Well, now that I'm with you, I hit him correctly.
It's 50-50. It's either like I stand here and people don't miss it, or I stand here and it's white cone syndrome and they can't even hit it. Rarely get the middle. Okay, so what are your swing thoughts right now? Like, what are you trying to do?
To hit him straight and not hook him.
Like, that's your big picture idea, but like, what are you telling your brain to do to move that golf club? Like, what are your swing thoughts?
I'm trying to move my hips before my club makes contact with the ball.
Cool. Okay, that's it. That's the one feel.
It's like what you taught me last.
Yep.
Twist your body so that your body's it's not arms that you're hitting the club with, it's your rotation.
Yep.
In the hips.
Yep.
And I'm trying to make this right pocket go over to this pocket toward the target, and really high jump on your backswing, and then pop up on the forward swing.
Okay.
That's what's in my brain. But then the majority of the time, when the last 2 matches I played, the majority of my drives have been going left.
Okay. All right, there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's keep hitting drives, and let me see if I can use some of those words to fix where we're going here. Okay, so you've hit 6 drives, 3 are perfect. And then the other 3 are, maybe we'll find them.
Yeah.
So there's something going on there with your routine, or like what you're telling yourself to do, that half the time it's different, I guess. Okay. Right? I mean, like, I'm trying to find another example where 50% of the time you execute perfectly, where the other 50% you don't go back to the drawing board. It's kind of like, hey, like, you've got gold under there, we just need to kind of polish it off a little bit. So I think that the first thing I'd like to look at today with this is to continue on your quest of hitting it farther. I need you to hit it farther still. I want you to try to get the club to move faster, but be like looser with your arms. I think that some point in your swing you get a little bit tense, twist the shaft, and that's when it's going to go straight left, curve to the right, or just to miss it. You tense too much and it pulls the club away from the ground, topped. So I want you to hold it firm, but the wrist has to stay floppy, and I want your arms and shoulders all the way up to your shoulders to stay like loose, because they've got to stretch out in the swing. If you're moving your pivot correctly, they'll feel like they stretch out and get longer in the downswing. But if we're using them for muscle and for speed, they're flexing inward, and we're not getting as much out of them. So feel like, you hold the club firm, but I want you to do the same thing that you're doing, same things that you were thinking about, just like release the shoulder through wrist tension and get those like just spaghetti noodles. Not bad. So in terms of like where I want you to feel like you're creating more power, it's going to be a lot in your body, right? It's going to be your torso, your pivot, right? And we've got to find a way today for you to feel as though that your pivot, starting with like your feet, is turning directions faster, back and forth like this, and letting your arms kind of stay loose and follow. So like I'm still trying to find a way to get some type of exercise where people like dig their feet into the ground and they try and change direction really fast, but they have to keep the arms loose as they do it, right? And we have to feel it in our resistance in our feet. The whole purpose of spikes, right, is to make sure that we can move into that foot without it slipping. I couldn't do this on ice. I'd be gone, right? Because I couldn't push into the ground very well. So I want it to feel like you're using your feet a little more like an eagle's talons gripping the ground to help you change direction harder and better with your body. And I'm not sure where you're going to feel it. You might just feel it right in your shoes. I don't know. But I want to see you move from here down harder and faster. And it starts with like pretending that your feet are pretty much nailed to the ground. Yeah, so like torso speed through how you grip your feet into the turf. I don't want them to feel soft on there. I want you to feel like you're trying to, like, okay, come over here for a sec. Take a look at this. So he's been standing here hitting golf balls. You can see the divots, but see what his feet are doing. They're literally like doing this. And you do this enough, and all of a sudden there's like a foot patch for where the golfer's been. We need to create a big divot patch with your feet, trying to use them and push them into the ground hard enough. Or hard in general. Yeah, so he's got a couple over there too. You can see right here where he uses his left foot just to push and to spin a little bit. So he's left a little destruction. Let's try and find some of that. And if you have to fake it until we get there, great. And if there's any tension or any resistance in your body, it's going to come from your feet and the grass, in between those two things. That's where I want the tension, the friction, the resistance, but I want the arms and wrists to feel floppy and loose, like you're just trusting the face will come back somewhere normal. Yeah. Okay, another one. Jump into your setup for me. Okay, so jump in there. I want you to feel like in your setup that you're kind of sitting a little bit with your hips. Almost like you're trying, if your pelvis was a big bowl, pour water out of the front of it. So it feels like this goes up, but then the belt buckle goes down. A little Kardashian action. Yeah, good. Just feel like you can sit down to open them up. And now same thing, big pivot, soft arms. Okay. So the goal here is to feel like that the pivot changes direction using your feet so aggressively that it leaves your arms behind, that it lags your arms behind your body. And then the next thing you know, your arms come whipping through toward the target instead of going from here and swinging a little bit too much arms and body together. Like you wouldn't hit it that far and straight if you had the arms passing your body, right? That really would bleed out to the right. You'd go nowhere. But, you know, like if you had, like a medicine ball, right? And you're trying to throw a medicine ball out to the left. Eventually you start using your core and your ribs to start pulling this way before the ball, right? When it's heavy, it's easier, right? And then we launch it this way. So we're trying to feel like the arms and club get behind you and get pulled by your body into here, and then they go later. Make sense?
Yeah.
So,
With my club down the fairway.
bingo, that's exactly it. That's the same move. And so this is just trying to feel like you can throw it like at head height as long as you can go. So do that again one more time. Crank it up to the top. Okay, so this is where your foot is already going to change direction, start pushing you that way, and start turning the ribs in front of this arm. Yep, keep going, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. See how far ahead you are with this than this?
Yeah.
That's where I'm trying to get you.
Yep.
And you can't put yourself there. You have to like almost drag yourself there. Okay, there's more steam on that. You're turning differently. I'm going to leave you with that piece. But like, it's in your feet to help you change direction faster, right? You're going to feel it really hard and aggressive up here, and it starts there and pulls there.
As the minute I start my downswing, starts twisting your body?
Before that, the twisting of the body makes the change in direction of your downswing. Okay, so just to give you an idea, we're going to go over the red flag. Okay, and I want all your balls to go to the right of the red flag. That last bit was for somebody else. Good, you're getting this. There's more zip on that, right? There's more like lag, I guess. But
Yeah.
the lag that I'm looking for is the lag between like your hands and your body. And I want your hands to lag so far behind your body in this swing that it feels like you hit the ball so much later than you're used to. Yeah. And I think that that's the best way to feel it. Like, use your hands to feel like you're keeping the club away from hitting the ball and see how long your body can turn through before ultimately it's got to hit it. Okay. Oh, you had a different move there. Do that again.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so do you know what you did differently on that swing?
With it.
Yeah, pretty noticeable.
So that
Yeah.
twist
Okay.
too much.
Okay, so that one was more about you twisted everything from here up. So hips twisted, so did shoulders, so did arms, and it pulled it left of the world. So the harder you feel like you go at it with your hips like this, the more you have to feel like your upper body's twisted to keep the face and swing straight.
I got excited from the last one.
Yeah, so another way for me to put this is that, like, you know, the shoulders don't really turn themselves open. They don't rotate. Like, my lower body rotates, which pulls my shoulders. My arms swing, that moves my shoulders too. But I don't want you to have any type of action where you're turning or opening your shoulders. Hips for sure, legs for sure. So what I'm seeing overall, the reason for a couple of the different curves is what I just mentioned, is that when the chest starts to turn too fast, if at all, it brings the arms with it. The arms are holding on to the grip. So now we're taking the golf club grip in the arms and speeding them up past the ball, which is making the club face come through in a different angle all the time.
Right.
Okay, so I want it to feel as though that from the top of your swing that you're trying to put your stomach toward the ball, but I want you to keep like your shoulders back to keep things more, well, straight. So try this for me. Take it up to the top. Okay, I need to get into your head, so I want you to keep your shoulders where they are at the top of the swing. Okay, keep your arms where they are, but how much of your lower body can you turn to the target? Just twist and twist, keep your head still. Oh, it's gonna be a tough one. Okay, one more time, back down. Okay, take it up to the top. Hold it there. Okay, now breathe, yeah. Now just sit and turn your belly to the target. Sit down, like sit in a chair, and turn your belly to the target. Keep going, breathe, breathe. Let go of the air. Let go of the air. Okay, good, keep going. Keep going. Stand up tall toward the target. Okay, keep turning the lower body. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. See how much I'm turning you back this way? Okay, now look over this shoulder for me. Good, keep turning the lower. Look over the shoulder, look over the shoulder, keep turning the lower. That's impact. And all I did there was try to avoid your shoulders from facing the target, right? Watch me. So that's roughly my shoulder line. Right? As I start to turn, I'm trying to keep my shoulders back, this way, back, back. There's impact. I'm not trying to take my shoulders and turn them toward the target. That speeds up my arms. That makes me screw up my lag for my swing. Weird, huh?
Okay, let me try.
Okay, we'll go do this again. One more time. Take it up to the top. This is where it gets really fun. Okay, so let the air out. Good, soften up. All right, I want these ribs to start pulling toward the target. Good, now get your tummy to turn. Look here. Look here. Okay, keep turning. Pull. Keep looking here. Good. You're turning back. That's much better. Start again.
Why am I looking there?
Because when you're going from here, when you want to turn toward the target, you're doing this.
Oh, shit.
And then that brings this with it.
Okay.
I want it to feel like when you get to the top of your swing, you're almost looking back at my camera as you start turning the lower body this way. Like in my studio at home, I've got these two things on the wall, two handles on the wall. And I get someone to turn back, grab the handles, and they have to feel like they leave their arms here on the handles as they start turning toward the target. And eventually they'll have to let go, and that's what's going to bring this to here. Not because they've gone and tried to pull the things off the wall. Follow me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to get you to feel as though that you're getting your lower body to the target this way, but your upper body's staying twisted back. Okay, so
am I looking, am I keeping the eye on the ball?
totally, absolutely. I want you to. But you're going to have to feel like you turn your head to the right to keep it there. Because the second that you start your downswing with your lower body, you go this way.
Yeah.
And you start looking. And I want you to feel as though that you're trying to get your body from here to turn 180 degrees under your face.
Okay.
So give me a practice swing.
100%.
Yeah. So you might feel like you keep your eyes here on the downswing. Good. Again. Yeah. At the end of the swing, I want you to feel like you feel like you're still facing here. Good. And through. Yeah. Good. Turn the hat back to the tee. Good. Hold it there. Okay. Now let go. Look at the target. That's the end of your swing. You're done. But I think that when you turn your head, it gives you the impression that now there's all this much more movement to do. Okay. So one more time. Crank it up. At the top of your swing, I want you to turn your gaze onto here and leave it there until the club passes the ball. Turn, head back, eyes back, good. Yeah, okay, so do this again at like regular speed. Good, that was it. Again, body forward, eyes back. Yes. Yes. Okay, hit one. Okay, not bad. One more. How solid. Anytime that the ball goes to the left of your target, you need more eyes on the tee. Your eyes went forward, took everything else with it. Great ball. And you felt like you didn't even turn through.